There's a lot of follow-up today, and we're going to follow up on the Analogue NT. For those of you who don't remember what the Analogue NT was, it's a Nintendo and Famicom in one, in a one-piece machine-tooled metal casing.
Yep. Aluminum, wasn't it?
And it did RGB out, and initially it was going to give you the option to get an HDMI out converter.
On the outside.
Four
controller ports, so I think they're cannibalizing 4 scores, I think. I think.
4 controller ports.
Otherwise, they're somehow fasting it. These come from, quote-unquote, broken down Famicoms. They pulled the chip out of the Famicom to do this.
So what you ended up with was a very expensive $500 plus.
With the HDMI, I think it was like $580 about.
Okay. You ended up with a very nice looking system. It's gorgeous looking. I can't say anything about that. But what you had is you have a NES for rich fans of the Nintendo. Now, it does have a number of somewhat costly enhancements on it, but you're still paying, I think, a decent markup for look.
If you want the video quality to be RGB, if you want an HDMI output to a TV, this isn't a bad way to go if you have the money.
No, if you've got the money and you don't want to do the legwork, you're not exactly getting ripped off on this. So the price, while high, isn't the worst thing in the world. What's not so great is small teams got to stop biting off more than they can chew. So we talked about this in May of 2014.
I was so young then.
Yeah, man. I got pubes. Anyways. So we started talking about this in May 2014. There was supposed to be a ship date of September 2014. And people were getting charged. Basically, you pre-ordered it and you got charged at the cart.
It was off their website.
Yeah, it was off their website. And basically, people are getting their units now, and it's September 2015.
So a year almost after.
It took them almost 7 months, 8 months, I think, to get a video of a thing even working in action, not just a prototype unit.
Of a production unit that actually worked.
Yeah. I have 2 issues with it, despite the fact that some people seem to be pretty happy with it. My issue is simply just in the ethical nature of how it was handled. So when you pre-order something, whether it be a movie, music, book, a piece of tech through a normal route outside of a Kickstarter or an Indiegogo, you are under the assumption that you are pre-ordering something that can be manufactured and sold then, especially if pre-orders open in May and the date for shipping is September.
Sure.
What we have been shown here is that I think this was more of a stealth Kickstarter sort of deal. I don't think there was anything in place to get this done. I don't think there's any reason why it could be so late. I think.
So when you say stealth Kickstarter, what you mean is that they did not have the funds to make the product until the pre-orders came.
They took the pre-order money to fund the venture.
Okay.
And then start producing things, which is why we have ship dates that are now, over a year. A year
and
after.
not everyone has their units yet either.
No. People have just started to get them, and they kept pushing it off. I guess technically the first one was shipped in April, but that to me seems like a way to have them not have to say they're delaying it again by we shipped one, so we made our 5th ship date.
And we're talking about they sold, I think it was about 500 that they sold out on the first batch.
That I don't know, but yes, they did sell the first batch. I just don't know the numbers.
Okay.
The other problem that people are experiencing is this: they started using what is assumed. I will just say assumed right now. They started using Kevtriss's HDMI board internally for those who ordered the HDMI upgrade. This is problematic for one major reason. The HDMI upgrade was expensive, and there were a lot of people who wanted to get in on the ground floor of this because they liked the look of it. And the HDMI thing was supposed to be an external adapter,
yes,
meaning that they could buy their Analogue NT, and then at a later date, if they wanted to, they could purchase this external adapter. Well, they on the fly switched up all the designs, and now it's all internal. Now, I'm sure you could probably open it and do it, but this is eliminating the convenience that the people with the money for this product wanted from this product. They cannot any longer just tack a module onto the back.
And this was never communicated to the people. So maybe if they did that, they could have said, okay, whatever percentage ordered them without the HDMI, I'm guessing it was a smaller number, maybe, I don't know, 20%. Say, hey, listen, this is the situation. We're going to give you the option if you want to spend to upgrade it. This is what's going to... just communicate with them to see if there's a way you can work it out.
Or at least let them know that, okay, things have changed. We're sorry about that. Just make sure you now know that this is your only chance to have it done officially through us.
Sure. Otherwise, now you have to do maybe a more expensive workaround, ship it off to somewhere else. I'm not sure how easy it is to open this up.
No.
I have no idea.
I don't know either.
It's a machine piece of aluminum.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like crunched in there. I don't know. But the good news is that I guess most people are satisfied with this, that they've gotten it. Like
they say that the RGB is too bright because there's no capacitors on it. But other than that, people say that the picture is nice. And I mean, honestly, I would take issue if you're an AV guy and you're buying this because you want the best possible picture. Then why aren't you upset that your RGB is too bright? I don't know. I think a lot of people got this, and I mean, like I said, I can't argue it. It's a gorgeous looking thing. I think a lot of people got this and they're like, damn, this looks nice on my entertainment center, but did you get what you paid for? You didn't get properly tuned RGB. You got sent a system that is slightly different than what it was said it was going to be. I don't know how to feel about it. Like I said, I think that the analog guys do fantastic work when it comes to design, and a lot of their stuff, like their consoleized MVSs and stuff like that, look awesome. But this seems like one of those situations where a small team got in over their head.
Sure. I think a lot of times when you start business ventures with people, and this is probably, I don't know how big this group is that do all these, I want to say 4 or 5 max.
It can't be more.
A lot of times you start with a good idea, and then the organization just isn't there, or you get in over your head, and you realize, oh no, we were too pie in the sky.
Yeah,
then you don't know how to react.
Let me interject real quick. By no means do I necessarily think this was malicious.
No.
I just think that this was botched.
Yeah, it wasn't handled probably as cleanly as it could have.
Sure.
They probably didn't have one person to say in the group, hey, listen, we should communicate these issues now so people don't get pissed that it's taken us almost a year to ship these.
Mm-hmm.
Even just saying, oh, this is delayed, this is delayed, this is delayed. Let's have reasons behind the delay. You have the people's money already in your pocket.
Right.
So it's like you owe them to say this is what's going on with it. That didn't happen. I hate to say a lot of that sometimes the people that are more technologically minded, sometimes, I hate to say it, don't know sort of the PR or social aspect when it comes to this stuff. You need a good mix of people in there maybe to do it. I'm not saying everyone there are just techno people that just work on stuff all day, but someone obviously here didn't say, like we were saying, you got to communicate this.
Yeah.
Just communicate it.
Just some words to your customers, it go a long way. I mean, I know this is different, but like even at work, if we get a particularly large volume of repairs or something coming in, and I'm going to be running late, and my distributor doesn't have all the parts I need, I will call them up and be like, "Hey, we're running, 5 days behind." It takes, with email, it's easy. Like they have more customers, but it's just here's your email list. Hey, everyone, this is what's going on.
I did see someone. I don't know if this is true. I saw murmurings about some games not playing, like Castlevania 3 wasn't working on certain units, but someone can maybe... I don't know if that's true or not.
I saw one complaint of compatibility, but I would love to believe that that's wrong, simply because this is supposedly all done from straight up Nintendo
Famicom
parts.
Yeah,
so there should be...
If it's a Famicom PPU and CPU, you should not only play every game, but you should have the edited audio.
You do have the edited audio. So there should be zero...
Yeah.
There should be zero compatibility issues. If there are, that's going to raise some questions. And then there are some people who have said that, and this would be annoying to hardcore collectors, but it hasn't really been verified yet, that the way the metal flaps are, there's some like sharper edges, and they've actually scratched or scuffed cartridges. Wouldn't make me happy, wouldn't kill me, but I know a lot of people who it would destroy.
I ain't putting an expensive cartridge in there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, they miscalculated by a millimeter or two, it sounds like. Or maybe people
I didn't see it. I haven't seen proof of it.
I've seen allegedly
people talking about it. So I'm not trying to throw them under the bus.
No.
Bringing it up.
Allegedly.
So I mean, yeah. And in the end, if everyone gets these things and everyone's happy, then...
They look beautiful.
Then there's a happy ending to the story. Yeah. And I'm not going to lie, if I had money to fucking throw around, I'd probably get one.
You think so?
Just because.
Use it for the marathon?
I'd slap my EverDrive in the damn thing, which is the funny part, but it would look nice, you know, and it would more importantly, it would look really nice on my TV without needing a FrameMeister or an XRGB or something like that.
I'm actually glad for a change that I don't care about. I'm not the one of these guys that has to have the top picture quality everywhere. I'm fine with the CRT. Otherwise, if I put money into this and waited a year, I would not be pleased. So I'm actually happy that I don't care as much about how the game looks versus how it just plays.
I just need a CRT too, but I mean, you know,
I got one in the living room.
Yeah.
The MAME cabinet, you can take that one. Fuck. You can.
I know. I have a CRT. I don't have anything comparable in the living room.
Swap Me still have them all the time for like $10, $15 for a 20-inch, 15-inch.
We're getting off topic. But what I want is a PVM to put in my little corner with my synthesizer, so that like I can just do old school stuff and have it look nice in my little.